Heaven's journey to life. Reward. Reap from wars within and without. Day 20. How the fruit of life became rotten. Part 3. Who I am as money continued. In this post, we'll be walking through the specifics of our beingness, self, that had become based within the nature manifestation of a rewards-based system. Our initial I, self, design of who I am, that we created as ourselves within and as our manifested singularity within the layers of self-separation as negativity, neutrality, and positivity, and the relationship between those layers, manifested ourselves into and as the mind and mind consciousness system in a human physical body. Within this, walking through the manifested consequence, are accepted and allowed self-separation from and of the whole as ourselves, created and manifested within the context of who we are as energy, mind, as energy consuming machine that only consider and regard the survival of ourselves as energy, and our positive energy experience within ourselves as more of and as ourselves, and how we obtained, extracted, took that energy from substance through friction and conflict as negative energy, and the consequences of this with ourselves, the mind, the physical, and our relationships with others, and this physical existence, as we still to this day exist as an energy consuming machine that evolved ourselves and our beingness into and as the mind, the physical body, and this physical existence, as well as the world system of money that we created, manifested in our image and likeness. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to transform my equal and one here-ness with and as all as me, where my communication was with and as each part of me within and as existence equal and one, to a limited version of communication within the moment of my accepted and allowed separation, where my communication of and as who I am to and towards all as me within and as existence was conflict and friction as opposition as manifested negative energy experience. And from here, this moment of communication of who I am to and towards all as me within and as existence became communication as me. And so all starting points of and as my communication from and of as me to and towards all as me manifested within the nature of conflict and friction as opposition. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how this starting point of communication, of conflict and friction as opposition, manifested as my self-communication within and as me, within my manifested singularity that I had become, and that my self-communication with me within myself manifested within the starting point of conflict and friction as negative energy experience. And so, all communication within myself, with myself, would be manifested within this starting point of and as conflict and friction as negative energy experience. But because of my manifested separation within my singularity as the layers of my own self-awareness from the negative energy experience to the neutral energy experience of and as only me, to the positive energy experience of and as more of and as me, where my awareness became solidified only within the positive energy experience of and as more of and as me, shifting between the neutral energy experience of and as only me to the positive energy experience of and as more of and as me, and seldom into and as the negative energy experience of experiencing less of and as me as energy. I became unaware of how all that I am within and as my singularity originate from negative energy experience. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how I now exist within and as my mind consciousness system as me, within and as my manifested singularity, as the human physical body that I had evolved myself into and as, where I shift between the conscious and subconscious mind as my positive neutral energy experiences of and as more, of and as me, and only me, completely oblivious and unaware of how my unconscious mind that I am unaware of in my preoccupation of my self-awareness within the conscious and subconscious mind is generating and creating and manifesting energy for me within my subconscious and conscious mind through conflict and friction as negative energy experience. how my entire mind consciousness system had evolved into a networked unity that moved within the relationships of negative to neutral to positive for me to always experience the more of and as me as positive energy experience within and as my conscious mind. And within this, how my entire mind consciousness system as energy consuming machine derive and create me into and as the experience of positive energy through the constant continuous relationship between the energies of negativity, neutrality, and positivity. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed my internal reality of and as me within and as my manifested singularity to become structurally designed within layers of negativity, neutrality, and positivity, and the substance beingness within me to be networked, weaved, threaded into relationships of negativity, neutrality, and positivity, where all parts of me within myself as my manifested singularity would consist of and exist as relationships of negativity, neutrality, and positivity. To so always ensure that within and as all the parts of me, I have separated myself into and as within myself as my manifested singularity, as I created my relationship creations of me to and towards all parts of me within and as existence, would imprint into me within the nature of negativity, neutrality, and positivity. As each relationship that I form and manifest from within me to and towards a part of me would stem from the negative to the neutral to the positive, and only engage in relationships and relationship creations within myself, where the relationships of negative, neutral, and positive would always get me the most energy. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to be and become a mind consciousness system structurally designed within layers of negativity, unconscious mind, neutrality, subconscious mind, and positivity, conscious mind, where all parts of me within my entire mind consciousness system, thoughts, feelings, emotions, backchat, internal conversation patterns, personalities, etc., would be threaded, networked, and weaved in relationships of negativity, neutrality, and positivity, as I am in constant, continuous conflict and friction within myself, as myself, within and as towards all parts of me, of my mind consciousness system, to so constantly and continuously generate and create conflict and friction for me to experience my positive energy experience as more of and as me within myself. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to structure my world externally within the equal and one structure of my mind consciousness system in relation to placing people, environments, situations, and experiences, places, etc., within the categories of negativity, neutrality, and positivity. And within that, engage within those very structured categories and relationships of negativity, neutrality, and positivity that had become the constant, continuous ways and means of engaging within my relationships with all as me within my world reality and this entire existence as a whole, as we constantly and continuously experience and move and establish our relationships within the relationship experiences of negativity, neutrality, and positivity. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to create and manifest a world system of money in my image and likeness that communicate to and as all within and as this physical existence, within and as the natures of negativity, neutrality, and positivity, where the initial starting point of relationships of money to and towards human beings in this physical existence is negative as a dependency of money for one's life and survival. And from that negative energy experience relationship, move human beings, this physical existence, from the negative to the neutral to the positive as the reward and jackpot of them obtaining and getting and extracting and having money for themselves within their lives for their continued survival. But the nature of this relationship of communication from the world system of money to and towards humanity, this physical existence, moves everything and everyone that is here within the constant, continuous relationships of negativity, neutrality, and positivity, holding humanity and this physical existence captive through them fueling and charging themselves from the initial negative energy experience in their relationship with money to experience the positive energy experience within themselves in relation to money and getting and having more money within their world and reality, and so more positive energy experience within themselves. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to create and manifest within me from the beginning to the evolution of the mind physical body to the creation of me as this world system of money, the nature and existence of communication and interaction as relationships within the energy experiences of and as negativity, neutrality, and positivity that had become the accepted and allowed norm of the nature of relationships within myself towards others, this physical existence, and the world system as a whole. When, in fact, the actual nature of such accepted and allowed relationships is constantly, continuously moving within negativity to neutrality and positivity within myself, towards others and this existence, and within my creation as the world system of money, is the manifestation of each individual being, part, manifestation of and as me in constant, continuous competition within themselves, towards others in existence, and within and as the very world system of money itself, to get, have, extract the most energy through inducing and instilling the most conflict and friction within themselves towards others and this existence. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how, within layering myself into negativity, neutrality, and positivity, and accept and allow my interaction and relationship with myself to be within the relationships of negativity, neutrality, and positivity, that I would accept and allow such a way and method of interactions and relationships to and towards all as me, and so accept and allow such interactions and relationships within and as my creations as me, and so have throughout time done nothing to in fact change me within myself, change my relationships to and towards all as extensive as myself, or change my creation as the world system of money. Because within those very relationships of and as me, getting and extracting and having more of and as me within myself as the positive energy experience within myself, my relationships and my relationship to the world system of money, I win the reward of myself, my own experience of and as positive energy. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to, throughout time, throughout all my lives, gather and extract from existence that which and will make my experience myself as more and positive within and as myself, where I would design and program my mind in such way, accumulating, extracting, and hoarding from existence that which I will use and abuse for me to experience my ego as positive and good within myself, utilizing the relationships of valuing and defining existence within the starting point of me as ego, as taking and extracting and hoarding only that which will accumulate my moreness as positive energy experience. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to create and manifest this entire existence and all as me in such a way where each individual part and manifestation and being complete within themselves or compete within themselves, within their relationship and creations to and towards all of existence, to within those relationship creations that manifest within ourselves from the negative to the neutral and to the positive, align our relationships in such a way within ourselves where we can get the most positive energy experience. And so the game of survival was initiated where beings, manifestations, parts would align themselves in themselves with relationships to and towards existence through generating and creating the most friction and conflict to accumulate the most neutral experience, to get the most positive energy experience within and as themselves as self-empowerment. That for self-empowerment, empowerment of energy being powered and charged within ourselves from the negative and friction and conflict, we had to go into and as the most conflict and friction to and towards all parts of and as ourselves. In this, I forgive myself that I didn't accept and allow myself to see, realize, and understand that for some to get the most energy empowerment as perceived self-empowerment through friction and conflict as negative energy experience, other parts of and as me had to experience the less energy empowerment within and as themselves. Because in the moment of conflict and friction within, with and as another part of and as me, this moment of friction and conflict is the moment of competition, where one part will win in getting the most negative energy experience, and the other part will lose in getting less negative energy experience. Dependent on the one that can, in that moment of friction and conflict, generate the most negative energy experience, the negative energy experience will discharge into and as the one that utilized their beingness and force with the velocity that all and most of the energy gets discharged into them, accumulating and rewarding themselves with the positive energy experience within themselves, where the one that lose only gets the minimal discharge of the negative energy experience, and so only a minimal accumulation of positive energy experience. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to create and manifest this world system of money in my image and likeness of achieving the self-reward of positive energy experience as money accumulation through and as inducing, inflicting, instilling the most negative energy experience as conflict and friction onto others in this physical existence, where the world system of money engage in competition with this physical existence by and through conflict and friction, such as animal abuse and slaughtering, deforestation, fracking, water and air pollution, starvation, poverty, etc. As the world system of money induce and inflict and instill the most negative energy experience as conflict and friction onto others is physical existence. The competition between the world system of money and this physical existence and physical lives that the world system of money continue winning as its own self-reward, as getting, extracting, having money as its own self-empowerment, and the majority of this physical existence and physical lives lose and get little to nothing. Within that conflict and competition within the world system of money, for it to have its self-reward as positive energy experience as more money, as empowerment onto itself, the physical existence and physical lives of and as individuals get nothing unless as the losers in the game of survival between the world system of money and themselves. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how most of my relationships within myself, towards myself, my relationships towards others as me, my relationship towards this entire existence as me, stand within the nature of conflict and friction as negative and negative energy experience. That I only have a minute, or that I only have a minute amount of neutral to positive energy experience relationships, not seeing, realizing, understanding that those handful of neutral to positive energy experienced relationships is in fact the groupings of myself with others as myself that equally as one compete together in similar, the same ways, means, methods to obtain and get and have the most positive energy experiences within and as ourselves through the ways, means, methods we deliberately use and abuse within such groupings to instill, induce, inflict conflict and friction within ourselves, towards others and this existence as parts of ourselves to generate and create the most negative energy experience. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to create and manifest the nuclear family systems as groupings of individuals and manifested singularities that come together with specific ways and means and methods of inducing, instilling, inflicting conflict and friction within themselves towards others in this physical existence to get, obtain, extract, and have the most positive energy experience within and as themselves. This, the survival skills that is taught and imprinted on the children birthed into such groupings and nuclear family systems of how to most effectively instill, induce, inflict conflict and friction within themselves towards others in this physical existence to get, obtain, extract, have the most positive energy experience and self-empowerment within and as themselves for their survival within this physical existence as energy and with the world system with money. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to create and manifest the world system of money in my image and likeness, where the world system of money exists in groupings with various methods and ways and means of inducing and instilling and inflicting deliberate conflict and friction within and towards this physical existence, and transforming physicality into money for its own self-empowerment as accumulation of money as positive energy experience unto itself only. That I did not accept and allow myself to see, realize, and understand how the world system of money only accepts and allows for a handful and minority to experience the neutral to positive experience of and as money, while the majority experience the loss and losing, because for those few and handful minority of the world system of money to get and extract and have their positive energy experience as accumulation of money, the majority has to suffer as the loss and losers within this competition. Because the world system of money, for it to accumulate the positive energy experience as more money, it has to instill and induce and inflict conflict and friction as negative energy experience within this physical existence and physical lives to be accumulated to positive energy experience as money. Equal to and one with me within my limited minority groupings, for me and us to have, extract, get the most positive energy experiences within ourselves. We have to stand and be in conflict and friction to and towards the majority of and as ourselves within this existence. As from that negative energy experience, we transform into positive energy experience within ourselves, for our self-empowerment reward as energy. In the continuation of this blog, we're going to have a look at the skills the parents and family system train into children within the nature of competition and the rewards-based system that prepare the child for the game of survival as competition in the living of their life in the world system of money, where life had become about competition and survival for reward in ego and self-interest, instead of all lives being regarded within and as equality and oneness. I see, realize, and understand that with me continuing my relationships of negativity, neutrality, and positivity within myself as how I have created and designed programmed me within my mind consciousness system as me, I will accept and allow the continuation of my relationships with others, this physical existence, and so the world system as me within the nature of negativity, neutrality, and positivity, and only because I don't change. I won't change my relationships with others and this physical existence and the world system. In this, I commit myself to change me as the mind of relationships of negativity, neutrality, and positivity through my process of writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application to assist and support the transformation of my relationships with others in this physical existence and the world system to stand within equality and oneness, to stop the nature of relationships within myself, others, and this physical existence from the competition for survival to equality and oneness and living. I commit myself to stop the nature of relationships within myself as competition between the energy experiences of negativity, neutrality, and positivity that I have only accepted and allowed myself to engage within for me to experience my self-empowerment as energy reward for my positive energy experiences within myself, which had placed me into a relationship of competition to and towards others and all as me, as well as my creation as the world system of money. I see, realize, and understand that this reward of and as energy through competition is not me, in fact, winning, because what lose in the competition of me in all aspects that I exist as and within, as myself, others, this physical existence, and the world system of money, is the majority of me within and as existence. That this winning as reward, as self-empowerment of energy and money, is at the cost of the majority of and as me within and as this existence. That this is not simply a game of winning and losing, but a war between lives of individuals and beings, parts, manifestations of and as me within and as existence. And if I accept and allow myself to continue this war to and towards all as me within the illusion of winning and the reward of self-empowerment as positive energy experience, that I am in this equally as one responsible for all as me that lose their lives, beingness, potential of life within this existence as me. And in my awareness of this is my responsibility to stop and change and transform me from a being of war and murder due to my separation within competition to a being of living that give life in and as equality and oneness. I see, realize, and understand that the starting point of me, my relationships, my creation of and as this physical existence and the world system is me. And to transform this existence as me from an existence of competition to survival as wars and give to all life as equality and oneness, I have to give and transform me into an as life to be able to give to all as me, life. With life as equality and oneness manifest, I thus commit myself to birthing myself as life from the physical to standing equal and one with all as me within myself, starting with me standing equal to and one with me by walking through my mind consciousness system as manifested separation of and as me, aligning my relationships with myself into and as equality and oneness as living words, to live here in and as with my human physical body. And as I walk my self-equality and oneness within, I walk as a living example so others can walk with in the process of stopping the wars within and the murdering of ourselves within, as we destroy and harm and annihilate our human physical bodies through the mind, to become living beings that gift to ourselves life, living in and as our equality and oneness. And so come together and stand together to stop and change and transform the world system of money, of wars and murder and suffering and pain, to a world system that give life to all, equally as one, as we have done for ourselves.